Members, before we get back onto the business on the daily file, I do want to recognize we have our former Majority Leader V. Manuel Perez is off on the side next to Mr. Gonzalez. Welcome back, sir. Welcome. Nice to have you. Okay. We're going to pass and retain on file item 87 and start again from the beginning of the file. First item we will be taking up is file item 14, that is AB 1079 by Assemblymember Avila Farias. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1079 by Assemblymember Avila Farias, an act relating to civil actions.
Assemblymember Avila Farias, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm pleased to present AB 1079. This bill will eliminate the automatic stay in cases involving the California Voting Rights Act and the Fair Acts Map. Nearly 25 years ago, the CVRA was enacted to give historically underrepresented communities a real voice in democracy. Yet today, even after courts rule that an election system violates the law, local jurisdictions can delay compliance simply by filing an appeal, prolonging injustice and silencing voters of color. AB 1079 ends that loophole. It ensures court decisions protecting voting rights take effect without unnecessary delay. I would like to thank my colleagues from Santa Cruz and West Hollywood for their collaboration and expertise and input in this measure. This bill no longer has any opposition, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Avila Farias. Assemblymember Zbor, you are recognized.
Mr. Chair, members, I rise in support of AB 1079. I want to thank the author for her collaboration and partnership. The original version of this bill would have had impact on the existing litigation, and she's amended the bill so that it doesn't do that. Very grateful and rise in support of the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Zbor. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Avila Farias, do you wish to close?
I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 43, noes 14. The measure passes. We're going to skip ahead. File item 20, that is AB 30 by Assemblymember Alvarez. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 30 by Assemblymember Alvarez and others, an act relating to motor vehicle fuels and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Alvarez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, we're presenting a bill that is impacting all of Californians, and you've all been talking about this topic for the last several months. AB 30 is the Cleaner, Cheaper Fuels Act, which will authorize E15 as a new blend of gasoline, which will include up to 15% of ethanol for sale and use in California. California is the only state out of the 50 states in the United States that does not currently allow the use of this blend of fuel. So AB 30 brings California in line with the rest of the nation. This bill is a reintroduction of AB 2X9, which the chair of your Utilities Committee and member from Irvine, our colleague, introduced last special session, and it passed this body with overwhelming support last year, but unfortunately it was not taken up in the Senate. The reason this bill is needed is due to the regulatory delays that we've seen at the Air Resources Board. CARB initiated the regulatory approval of this blend of gasoline over 7 years ago. A Tier 3 report, also known as a Multimedia Risk Assessment Report, was circulated to relevant agencies in 2022, but literally almost no progress has been made since then. Last October, Governor Newsom sent a letter directing CARB to expedite the rulemaking for this, a welcome partnership for us with the legislature. AB 30 is a result of that partnership, and I'm also grateful for the governor's budget change proposal that provides additional support for CARB to expedite this process because it is clear that California consumers cannot afford to wait any longer. By approving this bill, California drivers could see up to a 20-cent per gallon reduction in their cost of gasoline, according to a recent study by UC Berkeley. AB 30 is a common-sense, bipartisan solution that ensures that E15 blend can be used in California while preserving CARB's formal rulemaking process. The bill has an urgency clause so that we can ensure that as soon as it passes and the governor signs, this takes effect and consumers can see the improvement to their cost of gasoline as soon as possible. We have strong support from a diverse coalition, including agriculture advocates, organizations representing small businesses, veterans, seniors, and others. I also want to recognize and thank members of the Problem Solvers Caucus for their work on this. This is a sponsored bill by the caucus. Together with my colleague from Lodi, we have brought this forward and worked this through, and appreciate your support of our consumers, saving them money by supporting Assembly Bill 30.
Thank you, Assemblymember Alvarez. Assemblymember Flora, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise in strong support of AB 30. Over the last few years, we've talked a lot in this body about reducing costs, and this is one of those bills that we can absolutely do that. We're one of only state in the country that does not allow ethanol 15, and it's time that we step up. I do appreciate the governor engaging on this. I want to thank my colleagues as well and with the Problem Solvers for engaging and making this a priority as well. But this is a small step to affordability, and this, with many other things, we can make the state affordable again, and I appreciate your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Flora. Assemblymember Pappen, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to chime in. The time is now for E15. Let's resoundingly give this a yes vote and get it done. I want to thank the member from San Diego for his leadership on it. It is time for E15, and it means affordability to Californians. Thank you for your work.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pappen. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Alvarez, do you wish to close?
Thank you very much. Thank you to our colleagues. It is time, absolutely, as our colleague just said, California consumers can't wait for relief. Let's get them that relief. I ask for your aye vote on AB 30. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Alvarez. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 65, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 65, no 0 on the measure. The measure passes. Going backwards in the file to file item number 15, AB 1466 by Assemblymember Hart. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1466 by Assemblymember Hart, an act relating to groundwater adjudication.
Assemblymember Hart, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to present AB 1466. After the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act was passed by the state in 2014, local groundwater sustainability agencies were formed with the purpose of developing and implementing groundwater sustainability plans. As SGMA enforcement progresses, increased legal disputes over groundwater cutbacks have resulted in costly litigation and delays in sustainability efforts. AB 1466 will facilitate the resolution of groundwater disputes by requiring parties to seek an adjudication to have a higher burden of proof. This bill ensures that parties are discouraged from filing frivolous lawsuits against groundwater sustainability agencies by requiring them to present strong evidence to support their claims. AB 1466 will also require the groundwater sustainability agencies to provide a technical report that quantifies and describes all water users to the courts. This ensures all water users, especially small farms and community members without the financial means to litigate, are represented. I look forward to having more conversations with the opposition should this bill move on to the Senate. Thank you, and I respectfully urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Hart. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 42, no 17. The measure passes. We're going back to file order and back to Mr. Alvarez on file item number 21. That's AB 48. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 48 by Assemblymember Alvarez and others, enact relating to education finance by providing the funds necessary, therefore, through an election for the issuance and sale of bonds of the state of California and for the handling and disposition of these funds.
Assemblymember Alvarez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am pleased to introduce the College Health and Safety Bond Act, Assembly Bill 48. This bill aims to provide improved facilities at our colleges and universities by providing bond funding for safety upgrades, disaster recovery, and modernization. Members, it's been almost 10 years since the last time we invested in our colleges and universities infrastructure. Our universities, whether it's UCs, CSU, have aging buildings. In fact, over half of the facilities and buildings at our colleges and universities are now more than 30 years old. We see widespread infrastructure failures like broken HVAC systems, outdated wiring, leaking roofs, and certainly classrooms that are not prepared to receive and teach the workforce of the future. These are disrupting learning, teaching, and important research that happens at our institutions. Students are enduring the effects of that. Faculty are working in conditions that are not ideal, and research is being canceled, impacting the work that our institutions do to move our state forward. The systems are now facing a combined $17.4 billion deferred maintenance backlog because of the lack of investment. We used to, on a regular basis, put bonds before the voters, asking them to approve them, and that used to happen very regularly. Again, it's been almost 10 years, will be 10 years when this hopefully gets on the ballot before the last time we asked voters to help invest in our colleges and universities. We can no longer delay. The more you wait, the more it's going to cost. Furthermore, the rising cost of housing disproportionately impacts students as well and forces them to make difficult choices between meeting their basic needs and pursuing their education. We need access to safe, affordable housing as part of our college facilities and the modernized classrooms so that we can close those opportunity gaps that exist for Californians. That is why AB 48 is crucial, and it is necessary to invest in our higher education system so we can protect students. That's why the UCs, the community college systems, and the CSU all support this bill, and I ask for your aye vote today as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Alvarez. Assemblymember Fong, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in proud support of AB 48 by someone from San Diego. Thank you so much to the Assemblymember from San Diego for your leadership and efforts on the education facilities bond for higher education facilities. As the Assemblymember from San Diego mentioned, AB 48 is a critical investment in California's future. By addressing the urgent infrastructure and housing crisis plaguing public higher education, this bill will safeguard our students, promote equity, and strengthen our communities. There's over a $17 billion backlog in deferred maintenance, and when we look at the bonds, this would provide a critical opportunity for California's higher education facilities and to be modernized and updated. I strongly urge an aye vote on AB 48. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Fong. Assemblymember Muratsuchi, you are recognized.
Thank you very much. I also wanted to join in support of AB 48. You know, as the lead author of Proposition 2 last year, we really had hard conversations about including the University of California and the California State University in the Proposition 2 funds, because we know that the documented need is clear, and an investment in our public higher education institutions, especially in this time when the Trump administration is cutting back on the drivers of our innovation economy. The reason why California is the innovation economy is because of our University of California and our California State University. We need to keep that engine going. We need to invest in our universities. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Muratsuchi. Assemblymember Jackson, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the member from San Diego for ensuring that we really invest not only in an economic engine, but sometimes we always also forget that our higher education institutions are also cornerstones to the protection of our democracy itself. And when we are not investing properly in something that's so important to the preservation of our democracy, then shame on us. And as someone who travels throughout the state as a member of the higher education community to actually lecture at many of the universities, how embarrassing is it when you go into a classroom or a lecture hall and the air conditioning unit is not working? At our flagship universities. So we need to understand how much we are keeping our higher education institutions on life support. And it's time to modernize our universities, to continue to invest in them the way that we should. Because again, not only is it great for our workforce, great for the economic engine that it has in so many of our districts, but also understanding that our universities also play a democratic role in the way that we need to do to protect our democracy itself. So I want to thank the member from San Diego.
Thank you, Assemblymember Jackson. Assemblymember Jeff Gonzalez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Funding for our higher education is vital, right? That's the pathway to future, to opportunities, so on and so forth. You know, as we look at the full scope of funding, it's imperative that we tier it appropriately, number one. Number two, we look at the ones that absolutely need it first. California Indian Nations College is one of those folks that need things like this. You know, I talk about the need, especially in rural communities, when we have the only Indian Nation college that doesn't have the funding. So I think appropriate tiering to make sure that, yes, they have air conditioning, especially when it's hot, but that we're also looking at these other pictures, especially with the Indian Nation College that we have in my area.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gonzalez. Assemblymember DeMaio, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to AB 48 because of the fiscal crisis that California faces, as well as the broken promises, bond after bond after bond, where politicians have not followed through on commitments to voters. I have to, however, chuckle at my colleague from Riverside's linkage of this investment of money in air conditioning units as a way of defending our democracy. I think all of us talk about defending democracy, would love to defend democracy, starting perhaps in this chamber by allowing the minority party an opportunity to speak and carry bills and offer bills on the floor. Thank you.
Mr. Salache, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As someone who authored this year a College for All Access bill, I'm just happy to support the member from San Diego. Anything we could do to advance the conversation of higher education and education as a whole. I served 10 years on the local school board in my community in Linwood, and something that we always did is promote a college access and career access for all students. So I want to commend the member of San Diego, the Southeast Los Angeles community stand together to ensure that this bill moves forward and that we provide education for all. There's no secret that we're the fourth largest economy in the world, and of course our education. And I believe, as cheesy as it might sound, education transforms communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Solache. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Alvarez, do you wish to close?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to colleagues who spoke, from our Chair of Higher Education, the member from Los Angeles, who's ensuring that access is at the forefront of the work that we're doing in higher education space work. Thank you. We can't have the access if you don't have the facilities. To our colleague from India who talked about, essentially college deserts, which I introduced that term yesterday here on another bill. There are parts of California that still don't have access, and unless we invest in our higher education institutions, they won't. This ensures that there's investments throughout the state of California. We've had a social compact as a community at large in California that we believe in higher education and access to higher education, and that means we have to have the facilities in order to do so. This bill moves that forward ensures that we continue to invest in that way, that we continue to support that growth, and that we continue to believe in the future, which are our students, so that we can change lives, as our colleague from Los Angeles just mentioned in close. For that reason, I thank you for your aye vote. I would appreciate your support on AB 48. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Alvarez. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 54, noes 10. The measure passes. Skipping ahead to file item number 27, AB 97, by Mr. Lackey. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 97 by Assemblymember Lackey and others, an act relating to taxation, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, for allowing me to present AB 97. This bill will ensure that these well-deserved wildfire settlement payments are received in their full amounts and would be exempt from taxation. Please support this simple and appropriate action. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 61, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 61, no 0 on the measure. The measure passes. Keep your vocal cords fresh, Mr. Lackey. We're coming back to you several times. Mr. Bryan, file item 28, AB 246. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 246 by Assemblymember Bryan and others, an act related to housing.
Assemblymember Bryan, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present AB 246, the Social Security Tenant Protection Act. It's not a secret that the federal government is waging an attack on our country's most vulnerable communities. They've attacked our immigrant communities, cut funding for our public schools and universities, and engaged in discriminate mass firing of federal employees. Now there's conversations about cutting the social safety net even further, specifically Social Security benefits. Before the passage of Social Security, poverty rates for elderly people in our country was roughly 80%. Since its implementation, the rate has dropped to 10% and at times even less. Social Security benefits are crucial to allowing people to live their lives with dignity when they can no longer participate in the workforce. These are earned benefits, benefits that people pay into. If these benefits are disrupted, then seniors and people with disabilities, many of whom lived on these fixed incomes, will struggle to meet most of their basic needs, including making their rent payments. So while we fight to make sure Social Security benefits are preserved and never cut, we also need to make sure we are prepared for the worst outcomes. AB 246 will prevent evictions of seniors and peoples with disabilities if there is a declared illegal disruption in SSA payments that lasts for more than 3 days. AB 246 is a precaution, an assurance that if the Trump administration come for our aunties, our granddads, and our disabled brothers and sisters, California will be there to protect them from entering into homelessness. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bryan. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 42, noes 10. Measure passes. Next up is file item number 42, AB 891 by Assemblymember Zabur. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 891 by Assemblymember Zabur, an act relating to transportation.
Assemblymember Zabur, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, colleagues. I'm proud today to present AB 891, which will expand efforts to address the safety and mobility needs of vulnerable road users in California. As Californians turn to alternative forms of transportation, it's essential that we ensure proper planning is underway to address the growing rates of traffic fatalities and injuries among pedestrians. AB 891 represents a critical step forward as it will require the Department of Transportation, Caltrans, to develop a quick build program that will quickly and cost effectively create safe routes on California state highways for people to travel by bike, on foot, or by alternative low impact, low cost modes of transportation. Quick build projects are interim capital infrastructure projects. They require minor construction activities, but are built with durable, low to moderate cost materials and last from 1 year to 5 years. These projects are intended to rapidly respond to safety needs with urgent and meaningful improvements to active transportation infrastructure. Additionally, they allow for cost-efficient, community-driven designs that can easily be modified to align with the accurate needs of those impacted based on stakeholder feedback and further technical analysis. AB 891 aims to address the crisis of traffic fatalities and serious injuries as it necessitates a comprehensive approach that includes both immediate action and long-term commitment coupled with innovative solutions. Quick builds are essential in advancing this goal as they condense timelines, minimize planning and engineering costs, and use inexpensive materials to create safe roadways in months rather than years. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assembly Members Boer. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 51, noes 16. The measure passes. Mr. Lackey. We're going to be moving to file item number 51, AB 1210 by Assemblymember Lackey. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1210 by Assemblymember Lackey, an act relating to post-release community supervision.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members, for allowing me to present AB 1210. This bill supports the successful reentry by ensuring county probation departments receive timely, comprehensive notice before formerly incarcerated individuals are released into post-release community supervision. I respectfully ask for your support.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 62, no 0. The measure passes. Mr. Lackey will stay with you on to file item number 66, AB 486. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 486 by Assemblymember Lackey, an act relating to vehicles.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members, for allowing me to present this bill, AB 486. This one allows sideshows and street takeover organizers to be prosecuted for aiding and abetting, even if they were not present at the time of the event. I ask for your support.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. Assemblymember Rogers, you are recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of AB 486. As a mayor and as a council member, we experience substantial issues with sideshows in our community. They're disruptive, they're terrible for runoff into our creeks and our waterways, they're dangerous, and they chew through city infrastructure. And I appreciate my colleague for bringing this forward.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rogers. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Mr. Lackey, do you wish to close? All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Mr. Lackey, we'll do 2 more of your bills now. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 63, no 0. The measure passes. Moving on to file item 68, AB 568 by Mr. Lackey. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 568 by Assemblymember Lackey and others, an act relating to felonies.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Thank you again, Speaker and members, for allowing me to present this bill, AB 568. It will ensure that selling fentanyl to a minor is classified as a serious felony. This bill is clearly a work in progress, and I look forward to working with the opposition. The opposition, I can guarantee you, will be satisfied in the end, and I hope I can get your support for this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 58, no 0. The measure passes. File item number 70, AB 653 by Assemblymember Lackey. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 653 by Assemblymember Lackey and others, an act relating to child abuse.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Thanks again, Mr. Speaker and members, for allowing me to present this bill, AB 653. Before I begin, I'd like to thank the sponsor, Ms. Paris Hilton, and her 1111 Media Impact team for helping us to champion this bill, and my colleague from Baldwin Park for joint authoring this with me. AB 653, the Child Abuse Mandated Entertainment Reporter Act, also known as CAMRA, is a bipartisan measure that will require talent agents, talent coaches, and talent managers who work directly with children to become mandated reporters. California has a strong history of creating child protection measures, including having an extensive list of professionals who are mandated reporters. Yet many professionals in the entertainment industry actually are. Children in the entertainment industry face unique and serious vulnerabilities, including long hours, high-pressure environments, and close interactions with adults in power. In recent years, an increasing number of men and women who have come forward about the abuse they faced from trusted adults when they were children on the set. Most notably, stars on the documentary series Quiet on the Set and The Dark Side of Kids TV have spoken out against the abuses they faced during the director-producer Dan Schneider's tenure on a popular children's TV network. Several different child stars, now adults, share their stories on how they were sexually harassed and abused on set, but they had no one to turn to for help. This bill will take necessary steps to further protect children in the entertainment industry by adding talent agents, talent managers, and talent coaches who work with children to join the list of mandated reporters. I ask for your support on this measure as well.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 70, no 0. The measure passes. Mr. Kalra will be taking up file item number 74, AB 747. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 747 by Assemblymember Kalra, an act relating to service of process.
Assemblymember Kalra, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 747 will protect against fraudulent or improper service of process by ensuring individuals are properly notified that they've been sued. A fundamental requirement of due process is the proper service of the summons complaint so that defendants are notified of claims against them and can properly prepare a defense. Unfortunately, improper service can result in default judgments that proceed without an individual's knowledge or participation. The California Supreme Court recently acknowledged the problem of inadequate and even fraudulent service, often referred to as sewer service, so named because of the documents being thrown, quote, down the sewer and then falsifying the affidavit. Default judgments can have devastating consequences for defendants, leading to garnished wages, levied bank accounts, or sheriff's notices of imminent eviction. Existing law governing the service of process has not been updated to reflect modern technology that could improve the likelihood of people actually being notified. Additionally, while some jurisdictions have implemented improvements or defined standards, such as reasonable diligence, no consistent statewide standard exists. AB 747 modernizes and standardizes service of process by requiring certain evidence of personal and substitute service, specifying what constitutes reasonable diligence in attempting personal service, and clarifying the timing and method of challenging defective service. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Kalra. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 51, noes 12, measure passes. Back to you, Mr. Lackey. File item number 79, AB 1033. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1033 by Assemblymember Lackey, an act relating to eminent domain.
Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Finally, thank you, Mr. Chair and members, for allowing me to present this bill. It's AB 1033, and it ensures fairness for property owners by updating reimbursement cap for independent appraisals in eminent domain cases that reflect the real costs of today. Ask for your support.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lackey. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 65, no 0. The measure passes. Okay, that brings us file item number 86. AB 1340 by Assemblymember Wicks. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1340 by Assemblymember Wicks and others, an act relating to transportation.
Assemblymember Wicks, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm very proud today to rise to present AB 1340, which provides rideshare drivers, also known as Transportation Network Company or TNC drivers, with the choice to organize, the choice to join a union, the choice to collectively negotiate, the choice to fight for better wages, the choice to fight for more benefits, the choice to fight for protections. That is simply what this bill does. It gives them the choice that so many of our other workers enjoy. It gives them the choice to provide a better livelihood for their family, to provide more security. Our nation is built on the backs of union workers. And unions make our families stronger, make them more stable. That is what this bill is about. There is still a long road ahead. There's still many conversations to have. We welcome those conversations with people from all different points of view on this bill. But the first thing we need to do is get it off this floor today. I know we have many co-authors here on this floor, and I appreciate everyone's support. And with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wicks. Assemblymember Berman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I join my colleague from Oakland in rising in support of AB 1340, which provides rideshare drivers the opportunity to have a seat at the table in an industry for which they are taking the risk, getting on the road and working long hours. Fundamentally, this is no different than so many other industries where the workforce already has the ability to choose if they want to organize and collectively bargain. Since the bill was introduced, my colleague from Oakland and I have heard from countless drivers about their experience in this sector and the importance of having the opportunity to negotiate with TNCs for their own future. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Berman. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Wicks, do you wish to close?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Okay, thank you, Assemblymember Wicks. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 44, noes 14. The measure passes. Back to top of file order, we're at file item number 9, AB 572 by Assemblymember Calra. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 572 by Assemblymember Calra and others, an act related to criminal procedure.
Assemblymember Calra, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 572 requires peace officers, prior to engaging with the immediate family of someone who's been killed or severely injured by a peace officer, to be present as transparent as to the victim's status and provide family members with information that can protect them from a coercive interrogation. In the aftermath of incidents involving police violence, families of the victim are often approached by authorities under the guise of an interview. Oftentimes, family members are treated as suspects subject to isolation and interrogation. While they are distressed and worried for their loved one, law enforcement officers have used this opportunity to coerce information about the victim's past in order to incriminate the victim and shield officers from liability. Such tactics not only inflict harm upon the victim and their family, compounding their trauma, but also, importantly, they erode trust in law enforcement. I want to emphasize how narrow this bill is. It only applies to the immediate family members, which is defined, of a person who was killed or seriously injured, also defined by law enforcement. To be clear, nothing in this bill prohibits questioning of anyone. AB 572 simply aims to add some transparency in these narrow situations where families of victims of police violence are most vulnerable. On Monday evening, we did receive amendments from the opposition, and I am committed to working with them should this bill move forward today in the Senate so that we can work together on language that still meets the intentions of the bill while addressing concerns of opposition. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Calra. Assemblymember Ahrens, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the author and my colleague from San Jose for bringing up this legislation. I will be supporting AB 572 today. I want to appreciate the author for his due diligence in working with the opposition and always willing to sit down and work on these difficult issues. But they're righteous causes, and I'm happy to be supporting it today.
Thank you, Assemblymember Ahrens. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Calra, do you wish to close?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Calra. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 41, noes 19. Moving ahead to file item number 33, AB 481 by Assemblymember Rubio. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 481 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio, an act relating to healing arts.
Assemblymember Rubio, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, for giving me the opportunity to present AB 481. AB 481 will improve workforce within clinical laboratories by allowing personnel to assist with specified tasks within the clinical lab under direct and constant supervision. This bill will help alleviate the workforce shortage to improve testing capacity by licensed personnel, increase patient access to testing and their results, and introduce a pathway of employment within the clinical laboratory industry. This bill received unanimous bipartisan support in the Assembly Business and Professions Committee, where we worked with the committee to take careful crafted amendments to address much of the concerns to the bill. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rubio. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 47, noes 1. The measure passes. Talk amongst yourselves, members. I'll let you know when we're ready to go again. Okay, we are going to jump to file item 32. Thank you, members. Thank you, members. Soft tap. Okay, we are going to do file item 32, AB 429 by Assemblymember Hadwick. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 429 by Assemblymember Hadwick and others, an act relating to taxation and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Hadwick, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My constituents have endured unimaginable damages. They have lost their livelihoods, their homes, and their loved ones in the catastrophic.
Members, let's show respect to the authors. We don't need pointing fingers. We need to show respect to the authors. Thank you.
Thank you. My constituents have endured unimaginable damages. They've lost their livelihoods, their homes, and their loved ones in the catastrophic Dixie and Mill wildfires. Assembly Bill 429 exempts settlements for losses for the Dixie and Mill fire wildfires from state tax. The 2021 Dixie Fire covered 5 counties and was the second largest fire in state history, burning 1 million acres, destroying 1,300 structures. This is the largest lone fire in state history, as the only listed larger is a complex, which is multiple fires moving into one. The Dixie Fire devastated the town of Greenville, a historic gold rush community of 1,200 people. Greenville's road to recovery has been brutal and long. Rural communities do not recover like our urban areas. The Dixie Fire happened in 2021, almost 3 years ago. The town was powered off of generators. Their power was just restored late last summer. Their local school has closed. The Plumas Unified School District, covering the entire county, has just voted to go into receivership because they are in financial crisis. They are still struggling. My office receives calls from fire victims every day, victims who are still struggling, victims who should not have to worry about financial stresses while they are trying to recover from the trauma that the wildfire brings. By removing this financial hurdle, we are helping communities rebuild faster, allowing victims and businesses to focus on recovery, to focus on their family, their community, and their future. The average citizen has no idea that a settlement for disasters and destruction of their home would be subjected to taxes. In January, the governor generously exempted all fires beginning from 25 through 2029. Many fires have been exempted in the past. The gaps in these fires that have not happen to almost all be in my district. I want to make sure that the message from this body is that we care about all fire victims, all communities. I want to be able to tell my constituents that Sacramento cares about them too. This bill helps my constituents be made whole. This bill has received unanimous support and has no opposition, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Assemblymember Bryan, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. I rise in support of this measure. I think we all care about the people of California, whether you're from rural California or the incredible city of Los Angeles. When you are impacted by a natural disaster, we need to show up for you, regardless of party, regardless of where you're from, and with the same kind of urgency and intensity. And I respectfully ask for your aye vote for this bill.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bryan. Assemblymember Quirk Silva, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, too, rise in support of AB 429. The Assembly member from Alturas is doing her job. She came to our Budget Committee not only once, I think maybe twice, to advocate for her district, but also the Assembly member leader invited some of us out to see some of the fires in Paradise last summer, I believe it was. And this is my little tip for members, is say yes to these tours and these experiences, because many of us don't always see other areas. And from Paradise to the Assemblymember Alturas district, they have been impacted. I also sit on the state allocation board for facilities and have seen directly how long it is taking the board to get out funds to these impacted fire areas. As we know, Los Angeles has been severely impacted, but we need to make sure that we put in the same energy up and down the state of California, knowing that many, many fire victims across the state have been impacted. In some places, schools are still being weighted, still being on a list to even start the rebuild process after several years. So with that, I appreciate the author from Alturas. She is doing an excellent job, and I support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Quirk Silva. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Hadwick, do you wish to close?
I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you for my colleagues for speaking up for us.
Thank you, Assemblymember Hadwick. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 63, no 0. Measure passes. Excuse me. Ayes 63, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 63, no 0 on the measure. The measure passes. We're going to take up file item number 43. File item 43, that's AB 928 by Assemblymember Rogers. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 928 by Assemblymember Rogers, and act relating to roosters.
Assemblymember Rogers, you are recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. AB 928 seeks to make sure that we have increased enforcement on the farms that are currently producing roosters for the purposes of cockfighting. Cockfighting is already illegal in every state, and this bill we've continued to refine as it's gone through the process. It passed the Agriculture Committee and the Judiciary Committee, and we continue to work with opposition to make sure that law-abiding citizens can't run afoul of the law. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rogers. Assemblymember Jeff Gonzalez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I regretfully rise in opposition to this bill. In my district, culturally, this is a significant issue. From our indigenous First Nations to folks of Latin American descent across the board, this is a significant treading on the cultural rights and by the way, religious rights of some. So, I appreciate what the author is trying to do. Absolutely, rooster fighting, it should not be tolerated. But unfortunately, what this bill does, it also steps on familial traditions that have stemmed back from time immemorial, and I respectfully request a no vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gonzalez. Assemblymember Tongipa, you are recognized.
Yes, and I too rise in opposition of this bill. We heard this in an earlier committee where we had over 300 members come from our community and just plead their innocence, that having a lot of birds did not imply that they were in cockfighting. And I join the author in saying that cockfighting is a horrible, horrible, horrible issue, and that we should enhance penalties for those who participate in cockfighting, but that is not what this bill does. This bill actually makes criminals of law-abiding citizens who raise birds for their own personal projects, who have culturally importance to them, and also creates criminals. I ask that you vote no on this, as statements have been made demonizing a lot of our farmers, claiming that they participate in this action simply by following the law, having the birds that they care about. And I respectfully ask for your no vote and ask all of us to join in to ban and to enhance penalties when it comes to cockfighting, but that is not what this bill does. And again, ask for your no vote on this.
Thank you, Assemblymember Tongipa. Assemblymember Avila Farias, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to speak in regards to this bill as a mother raising young daughter, passionate about animal science, and as someone who keeps chickens and roosters in a rural and urban setting. I understand the value of animals bring to families, education, and child development. While I strongly support the efforts to stop illegal cockfighting, this bill sweeps too broadly and risks punishing responsible small-scale poultry keepers in culturally diverse communities who raise roosters or legally and ethnically. I think what we can do, I'm concerned in regards to the amendments that we're not really clear what it would do on the amendments, and innocent folks might be, caught up with a bill that would cause unintentional harm. And so I'm just expressing my concerns to my colleague's bill.
Thank you, Assemblymember Avila Farias. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Rogers, do you wish to close?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. And with respect to the concerns from my colleagues, I would really encourage them to read the latest amendments. We have narrowed the bill, so we have exempted showbirds, FFA, 4-H, anybody creating legitimate food production, and narrowed the scope specifically to game fowl, which is a very specific non-recognized breed for folks who do this. We also have eliminated the cap on how many roosters per acre, instead going towards the conditions in which the birds are raised. And finally, we have worked with the religious community on the cultural aspects of this as well to make sure that this accounts for their concerns. As I said at the beginning, we have taken many amendments on this bill. We will continue to refine with opposition in the Senate. And with that, I say, don't be chicken, vote aye on 928.
Okay. It's gotten to that level. All right, all debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 44, noes 15. Measure passes. We're going to move to file item number 41. That's AB 882 by Assemblymember Pappen. File item AB 882 by Assemblymember Pappen. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 882 by Assemblymember Pappen, an act relating to court reporting.
Assemblymember Pappen, you are recognized.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Our courts face a pressing dilemma. Should we permit electronic recording, which while flawed, provides at least some record, or risk denying litigants any record of their proceedings? For nearly 5 decades, the legislature has prioritized certified court reporters to ensure accurate transcripts. However, due to a shortage of court reporters, many litigants are left without a verbatim record of their proceedings. AB 882 will allow courts to implement electronic recording as a temporary solution while the courts work to recruit and hire more certified reporters with the financial resources that have already been given them by this legislative body. This bill is about access to justice. It will ensure that a record of civil proceedings is available when a litigant cannot afford to hire a court reporter. I've heard the concerns raised by members and I've responded. Language that listed specific case types has been removed. The bill applies now more broadly to civil proceedings. I've addressed concerns about the Judicial Council's authority to purchase electronic recording equipment. One more provision remains, and I've committed to removing that in the Senate. The bill previously contained a 5-day notice requirement for litigants who were requesting a record of an oral proceeding. The notice requirement has been shortened to 1 day. I've committed and will continue to be working closely with all stakeholders on this. Members, technology is changing fast, and as it evolves, so must our laws. But with technological evolution comes responsibility, especially when it comes to our justice system. We must proceed with care, ensuring that any changes promote fairness, access, and most importantly, accuracy. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pappen. Assemblymember Jeff Gonzalez, you are recognized.
I want to thank my colleague for this bill and thinking outside the box. Look, in rural communities, we have challenges hiring folks, and to be able to utilize other methods, especially with technology nowadays. I think it's innovative, it's creative, and I thank the author for this bill, and I rise in support and urge my colleagues to do the same.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gonzalez. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Pappen, do you wish to close?
Request with respect. Respectfully request, and I vote. Thank you.
Request respect. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 46, noes 3. The measure passes. Madam Majority Leader, you are recognized. Members, have your attention, please.
At the request of the author, please move file item 6, AB 1444 Flora, to the inactive file.
Clerk will note. This is amazing. Now everybody's quiet while there's no business. Very important announcement from our Majority Leader. Can I have everybody's attention, please? All members. Members.
Once again, members, thank you so much. Members, we have dispensed with, any guesses? 54 items today. Thank you so much.
Okay, members, the news you've all been waiting to hear. We have an update on the session schedule. We will be meeting Thursday. Tomorrow, June 5th, floor session is convening at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Okay, so seeing and hearing no further business, I'm ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Wallace, seconded by Mr. Alanis. This House stands in adjournment, adjourned until Thursday, June 5th at 2 p.m. The quorum call is lifted, and we are adjourned. Vote changes at the dais.
Vote change, Harabedian, AB 481, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Harabedian, Assembly Bill 481, aye to not voting.
Haney, AB 481, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Haney, Assembly Bill 481, aye to not voting.
Vote change, AB 1466, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Quinn, Assembly Bill 1466, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Patterson, AB 48, no to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Patterson, Assembly Bill 48, no to not voting.
Dixon, AB 48, no to aye.
Vote change, Assemblymember Dixon, Assembly Bill 48, no to aye.
Fong, AB 481, from aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Fong, Assembly Bill 481, aye to not voting.
Assemblymember Zabur, vote change, AB 97, file item 27, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Zabur, Assembly Bill 97, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Ransom, AB 1448, aye to not voting.
The vote change, Assemblymember Ransom, Assembly Bill 1448, aye to not voting.
Correction, vote change, Ransom, AB 1448, aye to no.
Correction, Assemblymember Ransom, Assembly Bill 1448, aye to no.
Vote change, Caloza, AB 97, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Caloza, Assembly Bill 97, aye to not voting.